Hello, welcome back to another review video. My name is Amy if you're brand new to this channel. Today I wanted to review this handbag right here. This is the Reissue Mini and I have mine in the limited edition Métiers from the 1908 collection this year. So this is from the Egyptian collection. You guys highly requested this video since I got this bag, so I was able to use it a lot more this past week because I brought this and only this bag to my Las Vegas trip. So it was a 4-day trip and I made sure that I was able to use it every single day and I was traveling with it so that I was able to give you a more well-informed review. As I usually do, I try to be as thorough as possible, and usually during travel I'm able to find out the little things I don't like or that I really like about, so I'm going to talk about all of that in here. Starting off with the measurements, it is about 8 inches wide, 5 inches tall. So the way I measured the tallness is I went from here under the flap all the way to almost the point here, so that's 5 inches. And the depth of the bag from here to here is about 3 inches. In comparison to the mini flaps, the mini classic flaps, this one is less than 8 inches wide. So it's about 8 inches, but it's just a little less than the Reissue Mini. Height wise, it's only 4.5 inches. And then depth wise on the rectangular mini is only 2.5 inches. So there alone you can see that the Reissue Mini is just slightly more accommodating. Just alone by looking at it, you can see that it is a little taller. It is actually slightly, like ever so slightly wider, because this is a true 8-inch wide and this is just under. And then of course you can see from the side profile that this is a lot more depth, and plus the fact that this one, the leather is so much more plush and quilted, it takes up a lot of space, whereas this one, the leather is I guess a little bit more compact, so, and also more flexible, so you actually get a lot more space in this bag as compared to the classic. I also have a square mini, so with the square mini the width of the bag is 6.5 inches this way. It's also about 5 inches tall, but it's slightly less than 5 inches, so just bear that in mind. So they're very, very similar height, but it's just a little under. All right. And then the depth of this one is also 3 inches. When you double your straps to wear higher on your shoulder, it's about 11 inches in drop. When you extend it, the strap drop from here to the top of the bag is about 21 inches. 21 inches is the perfect length for me crossbody. It's not too low and it's not too high, so it's actually basically the same strap drop as my square mini, which is my preferred length. I am, for reference, 5 feet 4 inches because I always get asked, which is about 162 centimeters. That's just a preference thing. Some people like their bags longer, some people like their bags shorter. I tend to like them right at the hip level. Above that I don't mind as much, but too low I just find that it makes my legs look too short. Comparing the strap drop, as you can see, my square mini and my Reissue is pretty much the same strap drop, whereas the rectangle is a lot longer. Let me just fix that. Yeah, it's a lot longer. Like I said earlier, mine is in the limited edition, so this one is in a Croc embossed calfskin. The typical reissues usually come in a distressed calfskin, which is exactly the same leather as on the body of the Gabrielle bag, so I just wanted to show you the texture that it normally comes in. So this is the leather that they normally use on the reissues. My leather is a lot more structured. It's a little thicker in my opinion as well, so there's a lot more structure to the entire bag, I find, and I feel like it's pretty durable as a result as well. The interior is also completely lined in leather, so I find that on the inside of the bag here, the calfskin is a little bit more rough, not rough as in unpleasant, but just a little bit more sturdy. However, they use a different leather here under the flap, which is a lot softer. I'm not sure if it's lambskin or if it's calfskin, but either way it's just a lot softer than the inside of the bag. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see some of the scuffs on it, so that line here is just from the bag being closed, and then some of the scuffs, like I think that one right there, some of the scuffs is just from using it. So I do find that under the flap of this particular version does scuff a little easier. It's not so bad though. I'm sure you can buff it out because when I got the bag there was a scuff, and then I had to ask my SA to buff it out before I took it home. So that was one thing that I noticed right away when I got the bag, which is something that I was a little bit more mindful when I started using it. The interior also features a slip pocket over here. This slip pocket, for whatever reason, was already a little bit I guess stretched out when I got it. I don't know if it's just because of the nature of the leather. Even though it is a little bit more sturdy on the inside, it just feels like it's a very easy leather to stretch. And then also, of course, it features the zip compartment as well with a zipper pull. The zipper pull is very nice. It's the metal zipper pull. The leather is stamped in a Croc embossing. And it's slightly shiny. It's not super shiny, I would say. It's just has a slight sheen to it. It's very pretty actually. And it makes it very edgy. From afar, you can't even see the Croc embossing. It's only when you look at it from a close. See how nice the embossing is? And by the way, if you can still get your hands on this, which I know you can because while I was in Las Vegas, I saw the purple, or was it the pink iridescent one? That one was still available at, I think it was at the Bellagio Chanel store there. So I know that it's still possible to get these in case you want to get your hands on it. The graffiti on these bags are unique on each bag. So the one that you're seeing on mine could be different from the one that you're seeing on yours, because the placement of all the graffiti is just ever so slightly different on every bag, which is something nice to have, I suppose. It makes your bag super unique, and no two bags are going to be exactly the same. So on the interior of mine, you can see all the CC graffiti, the Egyptian lion, the camellias. So every bag will be slightly different. One of the features of the reissue bag is that they are very flexible and they can be folded basically. So as you can see, there is a little bowing on the bottom. Normally reissues can be quite flat. You can travel with it stored flat in your luggage if you want to, although I don't really know anybody that would actually do that. On this particular version, because of the Croc embossed, more structured leather, it's just slightly folded and it's just slightly bowed. In fact, I find that the base has definitely straightened out a little bit more the more I used it. So I actually don't mind that at all. I don't really like it when it's too pancake-like. The other prominent feature of the reissue is that it comes with this beautiful bijou chain. Bijou stands for jewelry in French. We'll look at all the details on the chain. And I love the fact that it has 4 grommets, so you can wear it super long like this and super short like this. This is definitely my most favorite feature of the reissue bag, hands down. The fact that you can wear it short like this makes it super dressy. So I didn't really have an issue wearing this bag, even though it's super loud. I didn't have an issue wearing this bag with my very pretty girly dresses, because when I wear it short like this, it just makes it a little bit more feminine and just a little bit more dressy. That alone was a big plus for me. Plus it was a little bit more comfortable to wear with both straps anyway. I find that this chain, even though it is just all metal, it was super comfortable, I guess because the chain itself was quite wide. So when you wear both together, it just feels like you're wearing one thicker strap, and that makes it so much more comfortable on the shoulder as compared to just wearing it on one strap, which is definitely something that I struggled with the classic mini sometimes, because they can only be worn one way, which is crossbody or I guess on the shoulder, but only using one strap. It does dig in over time. Another prominent feature of this bag is the different turn lock. This one comes with the Mademoiselle lock, and I love it, but there are definitely cons with this lock. Now, pros and cons. I have a lot of pros to talk about. I love the fact that you can just easily change it from short to long, so you can easily wear it crossbody. You can easily change it back to a shoulder bag. I just love the fact that the mini size, which is something that they haven't done in a long time. I think in the past when you wanted the mini, you would have to get the smallest double flap version. I love the fact that now they're offering it in the single flap mini version, which also means lower prices, a lot more easy to use in my opinion, because when you have a double flap, it just makes everything more complicated. Another major pro is that this bag just packs a lot more for a similar size bag. Like I said earlier, the leather is just a little thinner. It's not as puffy as the quilted, especially because you can see how tall it is here. There's extra space here, so that's exactly where I put my sunglasses. My sunglasses always sit on top of everything else inside, so that alone is an extra plus for me, because yes, normally my sunglasses are on top of my head or I'm actually wearing them, but when I don't need them, then I can put it inside my bag on top of the other content, and it's the perfect place, and it's just that extra little bit of space. Another major plus for me is that the reissue bag, because it is a little bit more giving in terms of flexibility, and also if you get the classic version, you'll be able to fold it a little bit more. I just find it so much easier to hold as a clutch, and so when you do need it as a clutch, it just feels more comfortable and easy to maneuver. Whereas the classic flaps, and I'm referring to the mini classics, even though they're not actual classics, they're seasonal bags, they're very structured, and it's just like a, you know, it's almost like a little brick. So it's a little harder to just hold it in one hand or to clutch it. Basically, this bag is the perfect proportion of mini but very roomy, very versatile, worn several different ways, including the clutching way, and very lightweight and very user-friendly. There are two main cons that I can talk about. Probably the most major one is the turn lock closure. Although it is understated, it is sometimes a little hard to close it. And what I mean by hard is when you're on the go and you're trying to, you know, get inside your bag and then close it, it's not always easy to aim exactly at the rectangle here to close it. As opposed to the classic flap, there's never ever any issues at closing this because it's rounded. Like this piece here is rounded. It doesn't have any edges to kind of prevent it from getting into place. This is super easy to close as compared to a square turn lock. So the turn lock itself can be a little challenging. I did find that the double flap version that I had before, a long time ago, like in 2010, was even harder to close. The reason why I find this one a little bit easier to close is I think maybe it is a mini size, so it's easier to aim, plus it's a single flap, and maybe also because mine comes in a more structured leather, so the flap doesn't move sideways or whatever as much. It's a little bit more sturdy, so it's easier to aim. So, but it's definitely something that I've noticed, that it's just takes a few more seconds to close as compared to the classic flap. The second con, which is something that I didn't even realize until one of you, so one of my subbies, you know, reached out to me and asked me if I had the same issue, is that this plaque over here, so part of the turn lock, gets scratched very heavily. So especially on top here, she's got a kind of like an oval shape. I'm gonna insert a picture that she sent me of her own bag. She got the exact same bag as me, which is something that I've noticed not only on her bag but also on a lot of people's bags on Purse Forum. I even saw the same wear and tear on a brand new bag at the Chanel store. Basically, whenever you turn, it does scratch the top of that rectangle, if it makes sense, because you're usually trying to push this in from the bottom, so the top part would kind of angle a little bit more outwards, so when you do turn it, it will scratch the top of it, especially the top, mostly the top. The bottom I haven't seen as much of a wear and tear, and the reason why you're not seeing any wear and tear on mine is because I still have the sticker on, which is something that I haven't even realized. I didn't even know that I still had the sticker on until my subby told me about it, but as you can see, it started to wear and tear on the sticker as well. You can see the little bit of a nick here and here, which is exactly where the turn lock was scratching on the hardware. So that's definitely something that's unavoidable in a sense, unless you're constantly pushing every angle of the bag down before you close it. But I think most of us don't really do that. You just try to close it as fast as possible. So those are the major cons when it comes to using the bag. I guess another con that you can consider is the resale value on the reissue style. Maybe not so much on my own bag because mine is in the limited edition, but if you do get it in the classic distressed version, I do think that in general reissue bags, the demand is just not as great as the classics. Perhaps people are still more attracted to the CC logo and this kind of chain, so that's something to consider. The Reissue Mini size is a newer offering, especially because it hasn't really been around unless you've got a really old vintage one. So perhaps the mini size will do a little bit better than the classic sizes. I'm talking about the 225, 226, 227. We'll see how it's gonna do in the long term, but hopefully the mini size will keep its value a little bit better than the classics. The classic sizes, I mean. So only time will tell. The graffiti itself, even if it gets, you know, even if you lose a little bit of it, I don't think it's gonna be showing as much because it has this vintage vibe already, in my opinion. So you're not really gonna be able to tell if it starts wearing off, like the gold foiling on it. So really the main issue, or the main sort of wear and tear that will be more visible at the beginning, is definitely where the turn lock is. The scuffing on the rectangle part on top here, as well as some of it on the turn lock over here, just from having to open and close it constantly. It just, there's friction there. And then perhaps on my version there's just you know, potential scuffing on the softer side of the leather here. But aside from that, I think in general this bag should wear pretty well. My bag is completely full at the moment, and this is pretty much how I've had it packed in my Las Vegas trip. Sunglasses sitting on top. 3 things I always bring at all times: lip balm from Burt's Bees, floss, and finally a bag hanger. This is the Clipper 2. I'll link it down below. I highly recommend it, and a lot of you have been loving it, so I rave about it all the time. AirPods with the case on it. Over here behind I have a little pouch with coins and a credit card. I have my 6 key holder, and then I have my card holder, my iPhone XS Max. And that was it. That was pretty jam-packed in there, but it fit all that stuff, so it was pretty amazing. All in all, do I recommend it? Absolutely yes. I think you should just go for it if you like the reissue, especially if you don't want to go with the classic sizes but you want the mini size. I think it's really good value for what it is, especially with Chanel prices going up and up and up. These are still on the more affordable side, but you're still getting all the features and all the qualities of the reissue. So that is it for my review. I hope that you guys found it helpful, especially those of you who have been requesting this video for a long time. So there you have it. Let me know if you guys are a fan of the Reissue Mini. Let me know which ones you have and how you have been finding yours. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys found it helpful. If you're brand new to my channel, I would love to have you back, so please don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day or week ahead of you, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye!